going, man?
Great, man. Fucking trust the science, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, welcome everybody to University of Science.
Yeah.
That's our new show. And I was enjoying how they sit back in a chair like Sam Hyde. So I thought, because I'm always like this.
Uh
Oh, there's like
yeah,
a
there's no
delay. I can hear
rules.
it on your end. Oh, there's a delay.
Oh, is there?
Why is it? Oh, there's audio coming through on your end. Do you have headphones you can use?
Yeah.
Maybe try that because I can hear you laughing in the past.
Uh, good to go?
Yeah, that's weird. Are you on the? Maybe you're on the website too. Maybe it's actually monitoring through
Oh,
your.
wait, hold on.
Let me make sure it's not on my end.
I have a weird connective issue with this thing. Okay. Is it good?
Yeah, it seems fine. I thought it was maybe that it was playing out on a monitor on your side or something. But anyway,
I
are
think
we
we're
in real
solid.
time now? Are we in
I
real
think
time?
so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we are. Okay. Okay. I don't know what was going on there. That was super weird. Okay.
What's the name of that bar we went to behind your apartment?
Oh, Beer Tia.
Beer Tia, that's right.
Yeah.
You still go
Yeah, it's a
there?
nice. Yeah, I go there sometimes. It's a nice
Yeah.
place. Uh, oh, dude, I heard this story about this guy that was in Florida. He was like a college student, and he got caught streaking, running nude
Hmm.
by the cops. And he told the cops he was on acid and that he needed them to cut his dick off. And I was thinking, these kids today are just crazy. Back in my day, we didn't need drugs; we would just cut our own dicks off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, seriously. Yeah, it was so funny the other day. Oh, we were up at the mountain and we went into the lodge, and my buddy Leo's sitting across from me and our buddy Spencer is to the left of me, and I see Leo, he's like looking down like this, and he's like playing with something, and he's like, what the fuck? And he like leans back in his chair, and there's this like huge rip in the crotch area of the pants, and he like opens it up and he goes, oh god, I'm a fucking soy boy. Dude, I was laughing about that shit all day.
Oh,
uh, hell
that's
yeah.
funny. You said he's Russian, right?
Yeah.
And it's
He
amazing.
has, I mean, he doesn't have like a Russian accent or anything. He was
Ah,
born in Russia. He moved here when he was like 7.
ah. So he didn't
Yeah.
grow up in the Russian church, though, because that's what
He
I
did
was.
actually, because when they came here, they belonged to a Russian community, and they went to a Russian Orthodox church that's out in Beaverton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's wild that he got into evolution and stuff like that then later on.
Yeah, I think he just grew up in the public school system,
Mhm.
and to be fair too, he also rebelled pretty heavily against his parents, and it sounds
Ah,
like all his other siblings did as well.
mhm.
Um, you know, I know that quite a few of them have had, problems from their upbringing. It
Yeah.
sounded pretty rigid and uh, lots of judgment. It's actually kind of interesting because it's like listening to his narrative is like the other side of the coin. I feel like sometimes like you can get on, YouTube or whatever and like listen to, monks or whoever like being interviewed
Yeah.
about orthodoxy, and you kind of get this like beautiful side of Orthodox Christianity, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is the way." And I think it is, um but it is interesting to hear the people who are like traumatized from it because they have these like parents who are like just incredibly um just incredibly rigid and judgmental and angry,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
So
just because a person's Orthodox doesn't mean that they're a good
ex
person, you know?
precisely, dude. Exactly, exactly.
Uh,
It's like, you know, um, e we're all flawed, so it's like, yeah, it's like the instrument. But it's so funny though to hear that kind of perspective. He's like what do they call themselves? Like naturalists or whatever.
oh,
It's
so he
like,
believes everything is physical.
yeah. Yeah, it's absurd, but it's so, topically, it sounds like it makes sense. It sounds reasonable, right?
But
It
if he
sounds like
says something like, if he says something like, join the, and not just him, we don't need to pick on him,
sure.
but anyone, like if someone says, "Oh, I trust the scientific consensus," well,
Right.
consensus is not a physical thing. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right,
Consensus is a conceptual thing, so
right,
it's not accounted for. Uh, if you ask these guys, like, where, okay, where is information? And they'll often say a book, and you're like,
right,
no,
yeah,
no.
right. Yeah, it's kinda like saying, "What's the definition of a woman?" "Oh, someone who describes themselves as a woman." It's like
Yeah, but what
this
does that mean?
circular,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's preposterous, man. It's
Uh,
really wild, and it's fascinating to hear someone, speak from that perspective, because when you actually hear it and they're breaking it down for you in their own terms, it sounds so absurd and so appalling. Um, you wonder, how disconnected these people are from their own true experience in the world.
mhm.
Like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
You
yeah. I know.
know?
I wonder, dude.
Um, Dude, it's in the bones.
It's the bones. Yeah.
Dude, that right there was the ultimate satire. I was like, these guys nailed it on the head. Like, they used it perfectly.
Yeah.
That nonsensical, uh, you know, the cult of science, as C.S. Lewis coined. Um, yeah, it's like all these kind of meaningless phrases and terms like Black Lives Matter is synonymous with trust the science, and then trust the science is just kind of another way of saying shut your fucking mouth and pay your taxes, you know?
Well, they make those phrases on that way on purpose. So, like, if you say
Right,
Black Lives Matter, they try to make it so if you say, "I don't agree with that," then they're
right.
like, "Oh, you fucking racist," you
Yeah,
know? And you're
dude,
like,
it's
"No."
it's honestly it's honestly pretty fucking clever how they did that.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
clearly some people at the top. It's like a top down effect. It's like there are a small number of people like orchestrating this kind of ideology, and then
Yeah.
it's just like really low IQ, angry people, that don't have a sense of power or purpose. And then that it kind of gives them this sense of identity, um, sense of community. I think about these protesters in Minnesota, and all of them are like mentally ill white women. Um, Most of them probably don't have any children, um, and the ones that do are neglected, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of women with bipolar, borderline personality, all this just demonic possession, really. But um, it's interesting because there's a Trojan horse with all these protesters. It's like the Trojan horse is this guise of um, benevolence and justice, and we're here to free the oppressed from their bondage, but really it's just an act of vanity, you know? It's just this self-serving, like everybody look at me, like I want you to know that I'm a really great person. And I feel like with especially women, there's just such a level of ego and just kind of unchecked ego and narcissism, and it's this way for them to all kind of unconsciously compete with one another about
Mm.
who's the most uh compassionate and benevolent person. Like, my dad's on Facebook, and we have extended family who's on Facebook, and it's all women, and they're always posting shit about modern day slavery and the
Oh
oppressed,
no.
blah blah blah, fill in the blank. And they're and even I have cousins who get on and they sit in their cars and film themselves crying, and they're like, my
Oh,
child goes to school with Mexican children, and I'm afraid ICE is going to come in and shoot everyone and traumatize my child.
oh man.
Dude,
You know about
it's
slavery? There's something interesting. I heard recently people talking about that slavery as understood in the Bible and in other places too. Like when they were in the Bible, when they were saying that slavery is okay or whatever, and they gave rules for it.
mm,
The idea was that like that in there that it was already something that was going on, and then that the rules would make it like actually something not noble, but something something more like it's not like we think of it like the way that we've taught what slavery is. That there were situations where you would work for someone, you wouldn't get paid, but you'd have a house and you'd have some land, and then after like 20 years or something, they'd leave you with an estate, you know, that
yeah,
now you never could save up and buy working that
right.
same amount. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not saying it
Yeah.
was all like that, but that
Mhm.
there were many instances of so-called slavery where um, you could make an arrangement with a person, you know,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to just be your person. I'm going to work for you for all this time.
Yeah.
And then you get something out of it. You make a connection and a
Yeah.
relationship with that person. And
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of variables that not only aren't considered, but um aren't really part of the information we're given at all growing
yeah,
up, learning about slavery. It's, everything is way more complex than we make it out to be, but that's how we do everything, right? We break it down into a binary so it's like easy to discern like this is good, this is bad. Um
yeah.
And not to mention the fact that, like, slavery was just prevalent all over the fucking world forever and ever, and the
Yeah, and
US is
white
the first
slavery, yeah,
country in the world
yeah.
to ban slavery. Even those who owned slaves were who was it that, wrote a letter saying, I've, freed my slaves. I've realized this is like, you know, like kind of goes against God's will or whatever. And this is something we need to consider um, absolving ourselves of. And, you know, so, and who the fuck ended slavery? White men. It's kind of
Yeah,
like the suffragist movement. It's like, oh, women fought for their rights. It's like, well, men still gave them their rights. Like, if it was only
yeah.
white men in power, then how did women get their rights? It's not like they stormed the Capitol and took over and they're like, we demand our rights. It's like white men were like, all right, we're listening. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, all
Yeah.
right, we'll give you the right to vote at, you know, the risk of, I mean, it's absolutely against their own best interest anyway. Um,
I know.
you
And
know,
against the interests of the
it's so
family and
silly.
society and everything, yeah.
Well, and it's funny, like, I met this girl, I was running a farmer's market thing, and I met this girl, and she was, nice enough, whatever. We were talking, and we ended up exchanging phone numbers. This is like when I got back from Europe. Um, and I needed like a little side hustle and um
Yeah.
didn't, whatever. Anyway, got her number and we were like texting and stuff. And then I saw on Instagram she like started posting all this stuff about the suffragist movement and like,
Mm.
did you know women didn't even have the right to vote until 19 whatever 20 or something? And I was like, yeah, well, men didn't have the right to vote until 1910. So it was like, what, you waited 10 years? Like, but there's the idea that women
Yeah.
didn't vote for hundreds of years and men were just voting willy-nilly, but that's not the case. No one voted, you
Yeah.
know? So
Well, it
it's
would have been cool to have like just one vote per family. If it, but I don't even
mhm,
believe in voting. I believe more in a monarchy
yeah.
where you just have a king and you have to deal with it. I'd rather have
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of it's
that.
no, and that's what's so funny, man. Like I feel like the common reflexive response to that statement would be like, "What? That's fucking insane, bro." But
I feel like it would be way better, dude.
yeah, it probably would be.
Especially with a good king. If you had a virtuous king,
Mhm,
his presence will lift everyone up. You're going to see this
mhm.
person all the time.
Yeah.
And how much better is that than like celebrities and all this
Yeah,
idiotic
100%.
shit,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I mean, really in the US, it's corporations run everything. That's really what
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
bizarre, dude. They're talking
Yeah.
about like all that Palantir and all that stuff. These guys are fucking retarded, man. And
Wait, say
the
that
thing is
again?
that they can't the Palantir, the monitoring everybody and predictive
Oh, uh-huh.
programming and all the cameras and the facial recognition and AI,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like they can never actually win. They can never actually accomplish what they want because they don't know what a person is. You know what I mean? They don't know what a they actually don't know what a person is because they don't believe in God.
Right,
So they have some skewed view of it where they think that
right.
their satanic stuff's going to win.
Yeah.
If so they can't ever win because the people won't go for it, and they think
Mhm,
that people are one thing, but people are something else. We have
mhm.
personhood. So we have this sense of identity, and they think we're something else. So they want to have these 15-minute cities and this having
Yeah.
a chip and stuff. They're like, you've been to OCX, dude. There's no way this is going to become a 15-minute city. Like there's, they're not going to tear all this down and build like,
Yeah.
you have to use an app to get into your house or something.
Right,
No, come
right.
on, dude. No,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen in the countryside in U.S. either, small towns and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed. Agreed.
yeah, yeah. Hey, so you were telling me about this doghouse. You, friend of yours that taught logic or something, no?
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I was actually waiting at the bus stop and there was this guy standing around. We just started chatting and I said, what do you do? And he's like, oh, well, I work down there at the university. I teach logic. And I was like, oh, really? What is that? What does that entail? What does that look like? And he was like, oh, well, it's, yeah, there's a lot of terms, hard to explain, but well, let me give you an example. And he said, well, let me ask you this. Do you own a doghouse? I said, yeah, I do. And he goes, okay, okay. Well, so that must mean you own a house. I said, yeah, I do actually. That's okay. That's crazy. And he goes, and so you must be married, right? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. And he goes, all right, so you probably have kids and all this. And I said, yeah, that's crazy. And he goes, well, that's logic. He goes, I was able to make those assumptions based on the initial assertion. I said, wow, that's incredible, man. And, we continued talking and he gets on the bus and takes off. And I'm waiting for my bus still. And there's a guy there and we start talking and he said, how are you doing today, man? I said, oh, I'm great, man. Just, learn something new every day, and just talk to this professor down there at the University of Science. He said, oh, really? What does he do? And I go, well, he teaches logic. And he goes, oh, that's crazy. And he goes, well, what's that about? And I said, well, yeah, it's hard to explain, but let me just give you an example. And he goes, okay. And I said, well, let me ask you, do you own a doghouse? And he goes, no. And I go, what are you, one of them gays?
I see how it works. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Logic. There's logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust the science, man.
Oh man.
It's the only way. You know, isn't it so ironic that the phrase trust the science is like completely antithetical to
Yeah.
actual science? Like, use critical thinking, always ask questions. Um, and but the phrase itself implies don't ask questions, don't think, keep your mouth shut, turn your head, look away. It's insane, man. I'm
It is,
waiting for
dude.
another COVID here where like everybody just loses their shit and you realize you're like, "Oh man, I forgot. I really can't trust anyone."
I'm not sure if that's can ever happen again in
You
that
don't
way.
think
Maybe it
so?
could. I don't
I
know if
hope
it.
you're fucking right,
I
man.
like to think it couldn't, but I was pretty stupid about the first one too. I was like, oh no.
Dude.
I told everybody, don't worry about this. Just don't. I said, this is before I got slaughtered on YouTube and
Yeah.
Facebook and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, I said, oh, don't close your businesses. We got this. Like, don't
Yep.
wear masks. Don't close your
Yep.
business. It's gonna be all good, dude. And then
Yep.
and then everybody closed their business, and there was never any law that said you had to do it. This was
Yep.
what's so funny. There
Yep.
was no law.
Yep.
And that trust of science, at some point, Fauci was saying on something, that fucking piece of shit. He was saying like that he is the science that you should trust. He was
Yeah.
saying, I am the same as science. Like,
Yeah.
what are you
Yeah. Isn't
talking
that
about, you
funny?
dummy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is so funny too because he was he went back and forth multiple times. There's actually people who have made little compilation videos where he's like,
Yeah.
masks work, masks
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
work,
yeah.
masks work, masks don't work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, it's funny, I was pointing this out to a friend of mine the other day. Um, well, we got in an argument about scientific consensus, and I go, why is it that without any degree, without any background in science, everything everything I was able to predict 5 years ago has come true through all the, like, consensus through Johns Hopkins and Harvard and these studies in Sweden and Germany and Switzerland and Japan, where they're all like, "Oh, yeah, we absolutely should not have shut down our countries. No one ever would have
Hmm.
noticed. Masks don't work. Um, that was just like a panic precaution." And so we were like talking about this, and I was like, why was I able to discern that masks don't work when so-called scientists on national media were telling you they do, and you just complied without any thought? I was like, that wasn't scientific consensus, but you still yielded to it. And
Yeah.
I pointed something out, and I was really like so surprised. But I said, "Isn't it funny, man, that every single box of masks on the side of the box says, Surgeon General's warning, masks do not protect against viral infection?" And
I
he
know.
goes, "They do?" And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" That's a spell, man.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, yeah, it
spell.
is. It's crazy, dude. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So, ay, ay, ay. Yeah.
Oh man, I was thinking back to this teacher that I had, and she was gonna she did this thing during class where it was like kind of experiment for her, and she said, "Well, today we're gonna." She told the class, "Today we're gonna do something different. I want each person to come up with a story from your family, from your life, and then after you tell the story, say what the moral of the story is." And so this woman, Kathy, raised her hand and she said, "Okay, Kathy, what's up?" She said, "Well, my dad works at the hatchery, and he knows that chickens come from eggs, and he's got to bring these chickens to town to sell them. And he's got 9 chickens and 5 eggs, and so he counts 9 chickens, and he counts the 5 eggs as chickens because they're about to hatch, and they were so 14 chickens. But then on the way to town, and it's a rough road, the chickens were fine. They just played around, but the 5 eggs broke." And so the teacher said, "Well, what's the moral of that story, Kathy?" And she said, "Don't count your chickens before they hatch out of an egg." And the teacher said, "That's great. I think you could shorten that a little bit, but that's good. That's exactly what I had in mind." And then Margie raises her hand and says, and teacher says, "Okay, what's up, Margie?" She said, "Well, my dad also works at the hatchery. He's the one who he collects the eggs from the nests, and then he brings the eggs to town for sale. And he put all of his eggs in one basket and went in the horse and buggy to town, and the eggs broke. They fell out of the on the rough road." And so she said, "Okay, that's okay story, but what's the moral of the story?" And she said, uh, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket." So, well, that's great. This is exactly what I had in mind. And then in the back of the room, she sees this guy raise his hand, and it's Dirty Johnny. She doesn't want to even talk to the guy. She's like, "Oh no," but she's like, "But I took a vow to teach all these kids. I guess I should let him tell his story." "Okay, Dirty Johnny," he said, and he said, "Well, tell a story about my uncle Terry. He doesn't work at the hatchery. In fact, he doesn't really like people who do." But Terry was in Vietnam. Terry was in Vietnam, and not really a likable guy, not well liked. But we've all heard stories of people deserting their battalion. But he was so hated that his battalion deserted him.
Hmm.
So he woke up one day in the middle of the jungle, and all the other guys were gone, and he all he had left was some machine guns and grenades and 3 bottles of Jack Daniels. So he drinks down one of the bottles like in 3 gulps, walks into the jungle to meet his fate, and comes upon a village. And in the village, there's some people coming out, and he's thinking, "Well, I don't know if this is the people that I'm here to kill, or if these are the people I was sworn to protect." So he's like, well, takes a swig from the whiskey, grabs the Kalashnikov, and he just lets the thing wave back and forth like a farmer might with the scythe, you know. And he just mows down the men, the women, and by God, even the kids. After it's all over, he's just standing there in the blood and the guts and the gore, and he grabs for the bottle again in his hand. As his hand passes his pants, touches his pants, he feels uh, like he peed himself, and so he was filled with shame because he pissed himself out of fear. Then he checked his pants again and realized this was not urine; this was ejaculate. And shame became pride. And the teacher said, "Oh my fucking god, Johnny, what the hell's up with this story? What's the goddamn moral of this story?" And Dirty Johnny says, "Well, I don't know, but don't fuck around with Terry when he's got some drink in him."
Oh, I love that. That's a
Ah,
great one.
uh,
Ah. Hell yeah.
what the
That's
hell?
fantastic. Oh,
Ah,
man. How often do you leave Osijek to go, like, travel around
and I
Croatia or anywhere?
I went to Minnesota last May. I don't know
Oh,
if I
that's
told you that.
right. Yeah.
Went to see my dad and brother and friends and
To
stuff. It was
protest
pretty
ICE.
to protest ICE. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no. I was really nice to be in Minnesota, dude. I actually remembered how much I like it there.
Yeah.
I would never feel like I need to leave. If I was there again, I would never feel like I need to leave. Uh,
Interesting.
I feel like it's now I see what it is, but I
Mm.
never I don't think I knew what it was to me. Maybe not. That's not for everybody, but I knew that I didn't know what it was to me until
Hmm.
now.
Yeah.
And now it was like I drove around. I went to like lakes for sunset,
Mm.
um, and like wandered through the woods a lot, and went saw a bunch of old friends, and still had couches I could sleep on even like 20 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Wow.
same
So
friends
what
and stuff.
how did that affect your relationship to Osijek then when you came back?
Well, I mean, my life is here,
Yeah,
but it's not the same as it would be with the people that I grew up with. Even
right.
still, even now I've been here 7 years, it's still not the same as it would
Interesting.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think keeps you there?
Now kind of inertia.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Pretty much, pretty
Yeah.
much inertia, dude. Because I'm not super
Mhm.
attached. Although, although it is interesting, it's like during COVID, it was a great place to be. Since you brought that up, and there was not really any restriction going on. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
You know, it's funny, man. When I was in Sweden, I was going out with this dude from Serbia. He was like, he had already graduated the program that I was a part of, and he lived a few blocks away. And I was going out with this guy on the weekends, and we were just drinking and, partying, whatever. But it was so funny too, because when I was there, people are like, "Oh, have you met Lauber yet?" And I was like, "No, who the hell is that?" Everyone kept saying, "Yeah, dude, have you met Lauber?" They're like, "Man, you guys would be best friends." And I'm just like, "Oh, that's cool, right on." And then I finally met him at like a dinner party, and we ended up like just becoming bros and like hanging out every weekend. But we went
Yeah, I
out
remember you
once,
told
and
me about him. I didn't realize he was Serbian. Yeah.
yeah, and he told me, like, I asked him about COVID, and he was like, "Yeah, it didn't really affect us here." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, he's like, "Well," he's
He
like,
was in
"I don't know if
Sweden,
you
or he
know
was
this,
in.
but we didn't shut down." He was in
Uh-huh.
Sweden.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and he was like, "We didn't close down. None of the businesses closed down. Like, we weren't really wearing masks. Like, no one really gave a shit. It was like old people might wear a mask, whatever."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's just kind of business as usual. Like, we weren't really affected by it." Just made me realize like what hysteria does, you know? It's insane. Like, just the number of deaths caused by the hysteria itself, people like scrambling to the hospital. And like, I dated this girl that was a nurse in New York during COVID, and then we met after because she moved back to Portland. Like, she was so burnt out
Mm.
from being a nurse that she was like, I can't do this anymore. And she came back, and she was like living with her parents up in the West Hills. And she was telling me about it, and she goes, "Yeah, it was just like overcrowded. People were freaking out. Everybody thought they were dying." And what was so funny is she said she said to me, and I don't even think she was aware of this, but she goes, "Yeah, all the people on the oh, what the fuck were they called? The respirators,
Uh-huh, yeah,
you know what I'm
ventilators or
talking
whatever, yeah.
about? God,
Or is
what
the
were they called?"
tube down your throat, you
Yeah,
mean,
and
or
she goes,
Uh-huh.
"They all died."
Yeah,
And
because
and
it's
I
a
was like,
dangerous thing
"Yeah,
to have that shoved in your fucking
isn't that
body, dude.
funny? That what a
Yeah,
coincidence." Yeah.
yeah.
Um Yeah, man. And then just, other people who were unable to be treated for actual things. Um, and then, yeah, you couldn't even go to a hospital if they were dying. Dude,
Imagine if your, like, wife was pregnant,
yeah, yeah.
they won't let you in, I'd break down the
Yeah, me
fucking door,
too.
dude.
Fuck
Me.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
What the
me?
hell? Or
Dude,
if it was anybody in my family or
yeah.
friend or anybody. Fuck
Yeah, and
you,
that's
dude.
one thing that really concerned me. Like, it really kind of brought reality, just came flying up, right in front of me. It was like all these people I think are my friends would betray me in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Um, because they're, talk about scientific consensus. Like, as long as enough people are outraged, then they're justified. It's like as long as enough people
I know.
around me agree, I'm justified to do whatever I want. And I know those people, they seem kind, considerate, compassionate, but if shit hit the fan and someone's like, "Where's the Jews?" and they'd be the first to be like, "They're hiding under the floorboards."
Oh,
You know?
man. I know these fucks, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
it's it's actually really crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's wild. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was so enlightened to hear about the experience in Sweden during COVID. Is you know,
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's kind of I had people block me and delete
yep,
me. One
yep,
woman I knew forever, and she used to be this anarchist, and we would make crazy protests against the government together.
right.
And she was against big pharma and all this stuff. I'm not saying I'm that anymore, but I still don't trust the government or
Yes.
any governments or pharma or anything.
Well,
And
isn't
she
that
knew
yeah.
that. and she was like, she's like, I was like, yo, we used to protest. She was, oh, I remember it was on Facebook or Instagram or some shit, and she she had posted like, I was trying to understand this meme she posted, this joke, and it was mocking people who don't wear masks. But I was trying my mind. I so
Yeah.
trusted her that I was thinking like trying to work my mind around it. Like there's got to be something here against masks. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh,
Like
like, she's
I was
fucking with
trying to.
you. Yeah, she's
Yeah, I was
trolling.
trying to tell myself like something about this. You know, like it's got to
Mhm.
be this way. And then I wrote her. I was like, "Are you fucking serious? Is this telling people to wear masks? Is that what you're saying? Like
Yeah.
you fucking." And her nickname used to be Ann Arky. Like I was like,
Wow.
"Are you fucking serious, Ann?"
Always, bro. Always. Isn't that what's so funny about this whole thing is that it's all the people who for years were screaming like, rage against the machine,
Oh
fuck the
yeah.
government, fuck the corporations, don't trust Monsanto, don't trust Pfizer. Those are the
Yeah.
first ones to comply. The
These fuckers,
anarchist
man.
is the first one to comply and say, wear a mask.
Yeah, I
Dude.
was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, and close the businesses and stuff. Come
Yeah,
on.
unfucking real, man. Yep. Yeah, it's kinda like the preacher in the street that's like, "Gays are going to hell. They're all going to hell," and, like, and then you come to realize, like, that dude's just getting butt fucked in the alleyway, like, every day.
Oof.
You know? You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
shit.
always the
Yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
screaming the loudest about shit. That's why you can't trust any of these people or, like, any of those protesters in Minnesota. It's like, they're all so
Oh,
unhinged. They're
that
so and
Minnesota thing
they're
is sad, dude.
yeah,
Sad.
and it's all for their own vanity and pride.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Now it's even worse than it was before there was internet and phones and stuff.
Yeah.
Like back then,
Yeah.
maybe it was for something different. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
now it's like just to be appear to be somewhere.
Yep. Well, what's so interesting to me, and I don't know if you've experienced something like this, if you have, uh, um, maybe some kind of like, yeah, like some kind of anecdotal experience of your own, but this is something that seems to be really fucking prevalent, and I've noticed it. Like speaking of my extended family, that my dad shows me shit on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on anything. But he'll send me stuff and he'll be like, "Your aunt Sharon sent this. Isn't this fucking crazy?" And she posted this thing when the Olympics happened last what was it, the Summer Olympics?
Uh,
And it was in Paris. And they did a rendition of The Last Supper, and it was
oh
all
yeah, it
like a
was
bunch
so
of
retarded.
transgender fuckers. And, people were like,
Yeah,
"Dude, this
and
is
it was all
like mockery."
satanic too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah, it was
yeah,
like
they had like
no.
the fucking like satanic star and shit. And my aunt posted this thing and it was like, Christians do not condemn others. Like we are here to embrace everybody and blah blah blah. And it's like, this is a woman who considers herself to be Christian and has completely subverted her own beliefs
Hmm.
in on every level. Like
Well,
completely threw God's word by the wayside, j- all in order to appease this small demographic of mentally ill fucktards.
oh man, yeah,
It's wild.
yeah, that's crazy, dude. I don't know how they pulled that one off with people. It's super weird, and it's not because of some kind of compassion either.
No, it's
That's not
not.
no,
It never is. It's never
no.
about compassion. That's the thing that's so scary that I can see right there in front of me. And I'm like, I know you're full of shit. But what concerns me is I'm like, do you know you're full of shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think people do.
Yeah.
Well, maybe some people. I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's almost like
Because
people are gaslighting themselves,
yeah, yeah.
you
So when
know?
they with the closing the business thing, no one stopped to ask, like, should I really do this? You
Right.
know,
Right.
they're like going to hurt themselves and their family by doing it.
Yep. Yep.
And they still closed it down. That's super weird, dude. There was no need. Now, okay, you might have been attacked. People might have come and like broken the
Sure.
windows of the hardware store or something.
Sure. which is why you need Second Amendment.
Yeah. But I would have kept the fucker open, even
Yep.
if I was the only one.
Well, hey, Rodney King, man, during the Rodney King riots, in LA, they have Koreatown. Well, all the blacks and everyone, they were all rioting in LA, like burning down businesses. All the fucking Koreans, I mean, they're like a big, that's a real tight knit community, and they all bought firearms, AR-15s, semi-automatic rifles, whatever. And now I don't know if this is still true, but I know for a very long time the highest concentration of assault rifles was in Koreatown, LA, in the entire country,
Mm.
because they were all protecting their businesses, you know. And all those Koreans are conservative too. That's the
Yeah, there
other
were
thing
some
that's so
stories
funny.
about there's some newspaper articles and there's videos on YouTube called the rooftop Koreans because they were guarding
Yeah.
their town. They're part of the town when that was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man. Hmm.
Ah,
I can do about 10, 15 more minutes and we're good, brother.
okay, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know about Albert Fish,
No.
that serial killer?
Oh
He
yeah,
was
you
in
gotta
like
tell me about this.
he was born on May 19th in New York City in
Mhm.
1870, and he was called the Gray Man.
Mhm.
Or the werewolf of Wisteria, and he was a serial killer who was killing kids and eating them, which is
Mhm.
really fucked up.
Mhm.
And the reason he's called the Gray Man is when police asked a woman to describe him, she said he was gray in both appearance and demeanor. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he's child rapist and cannibal. He boasted that he had children in every state. Who knows if that's true or not? But he only chose victims who were mentally handicapped
Mhm.
or African American.
Mhm.
And you got to think, why would that be?
Mhm.
Why do you think that would be?
That they're retarded or African American?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, I'll get back to that. So
Oh,
he
yeah, okay. I think I see
he
where you're going with
tortured
this.
he tortured, mutilated, and murdered the kids with a meat cleaver, a butcher's knife, and a small handsaw. So he was
Jesus.
like the most vicious, yeah, he's fucked up, vicious child slayer in criminal history. And though he was barely literate, he would write letters, taunting letters to the parents,
No
detailing
way.
everything he did. Yeah, uh, and how much he enjoyed it. And he would inevitably declare that a kid's roasted rump was the most tasty dish in all gastronomy. And he was also a masochist. This is weird, dude. And he would take wool doused with lighter fluid and stick it up his own ass and light it on fire for his own enjoyment. And he was finally arrested, and he immediately began confessing to killing 700 children. And he was dizzyingly happy, smiling as he described the details of the tortures and the murders. Uh, appearing to the and he looked like to the detectives as the devil himself. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Oh my god. Uh, yes,
Ah.
that was fantastic. Uh, that was fucking great.
Uh, what the hell, dude? Yeah. Why are you laughing at that, man? You fucked
Uh, it's too good. Oh my god.
a real jerk. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. You know what's so funny about that though? I hear stories like people be like, "Oh yeah, this woman like uh she'd go on Tinder dates and like roofie these guys and then cut off their dicks
Fuck.
at her house and all that." And they're like and then they're kind of like follow up to that is um like it seems so um inappropriate for, like, the gravity of what they're describing, like, they'll just be like, "Yeah, like, what a bitch." And you're like, "Yeah, I'll fucking say," you know? Like, but that's, like, a
Yeah.
real thing, like, I know that's a joke and it was goddamn
Yeah.
hilarious, but that's, like, how people talk about shit nowadays.
I know.
It's so disassociated, like,
I
"Dude, what a
know.
bitch." It's like,
I
"Bro,
know.
that's way beyond being a
Yeah.
bitch. That's fucking evil." Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's so bizarre, man. Oh,
Oh, man. Yeah.
yeah, wait, I mean, this guy's a real jerk.
This guy's a real
Uh,
jerk. Yeah.
that's so good. That's so good. Oh, man. I was
Dude,
waiting for something. I was waiting
now
for
to
it.
get the person to go along with the part about if you when you ask about why do you
Why?
think he would why do you think he would choose mentally handicapped or African American? Then the answer some people might say is um, oh, because the those no one cares about those people. You know what I mean? No
Mm,
one goes and search for them if they're missing. And then you say, see, now you're thinking like Albert Fish.
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's good, I like that. You know what where my mind went? 'Cause they're easier to, lure in.
Maybe that too, yeah.
Yeah,
But you'd have to ask them why were they easier to lure in, you know?
uh-huh. Oh, man. That's good shit, bro. Oh, I have a friend at work. He's pretty funny, man. I can't tell where he stands. No one really talks, like, my buddy Andrew and I are, like, the secret conservatives, and then we had a friend named Brittany working there and her boyfriend Dane, and they were, like, secret Trump supporters and all this, and it's like being, like, it's so weird, man. It's like ironically, in a way, it's kind of like we're the people in the revolution that are, like, hiding our true, like, passing off notes, and everyone's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, what Um, God, it was so funny though, this kid Gustavo, he's a Mexican dude, and
But they call you the fascist, though, that's the
yeah,
funny
yeah, yeah,
part.
yeah, that's what's so funny, yeah. And he fucking cracks me up, bro. The other day, he just
Gustavo.
came up to me. Yeah, he came up to me and like four other people were standing there and he goes, "Okay, guys, gay son or thought daughter?" And I was like, "Bro, you don't ask me a question I can't answer." And everyone's like, "That's fucked up." And he and I are just cracking up. And like he came up to me like 2 days ago and he goes, "Ryan, be real with me, man." I go, "What's up, Gustavo?" And he goes, "When's the last time you said a racial slur?" And I go, "Oh, probably like 5 minutes ago." And he just bursts out laughing and walks off. Like he's funny.
Yeah.
He seems like kind of a centrist. He's like a little, I don't know, he's got some he says some things here and there that kind of sound liberal, and then like I can't tell where he stands. But
You should call him Gestapo.
exactly, dude. Yeah, that's so great.
Gustapo,
Yes,
though.
yes.
Gestapo.
Oh my god, that's so brilliant. But yeah, like
Even
we have
your
this girl, she's Asian, she's one of the hosts at the restaurant. I fucking love her to death. She's so
one of the
great.
hoes. Oh, hose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hosts. Hosts
Yeah.
or hoe?
She's a host.
Hose. A
Yeah.
hoe. Oh.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
um but she gave Gustavo like one of the worst sections
Uh-huh.
in the restaurant. Like nobody ever wants to work it because it's like so far away from the kitchen.
Yeah.
And she's like, "And Gustavo, I gave you the back 40s." And he goes, "That was fucking racist."
Yeah.
Like he's always saying shit like that because he knows it's such garbage, you know? That's what's so great about
Yeah.
it. And I think everybody in that restaurant knows, like my other buddy, and I won't say his name, but he and I are like pretty conservative, and we're always just kind of like whispering in each other's ear, like, yeah, and then we've kind of noticed this distance that's happening with people, and they're like, "Oh, what are you guys talking about?" Like, "Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it." and there's kind of this like weird aura of
Uh,
tension around it. Like it's so funny, man. Um, but yeah, I'll speak about it freely myself because I mean I'm fine there, and if I ever got fired for you know this, that would be absurd. Um, but you know,
oh,
whatever.
it's fucking weird, dude. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Um, what
Makes
did
me
you?
miss
Yeah.
Portland now. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
well,
What were
I
you
was
gonna
just
say?
gonna ask you what you thought of that, interview that Sam Hyde did with JLP, because I found it incredibly unsettling. I thought Sam Hyde really lost his cool and looked like he was so uncomfortable and out of his element. He was, like,
Yeah,
squirming, and, like, I sent that video to my friend Melody, and she goes, "I just lost so much respect for Sam Hyde watching
yeah,
this," and I was like, "Yeah, me too." It blew my mind.
yeah. Because Jesse's been accused and attacked and stuff. Like
Mhm,
pretty bad.
mhm.
What's funny? This guy attacked him for some kind of sexual impropriety and tried to make a
I
documentary. And it was all speculation.
Yeah,
And then after a while, that guy who made that documentary and made those accusations from that Catholic channel, he
yep,
got fired because of sexual impropriety.
yep,
It came out, they caught
yep,
him.
yep,
And the thing with Jesse just blew over.
yeah.
And everybody's like, whatever, dude, no fucking way. And
Yep.
then
He didn't even never mention it or talk about it either.
no,
Yeah.
no. And so with Sam, but Jesse mentions a bunch of times. And now I'll say Jesse's theology is totally broken. It's weird Protestant stuff, but
Uh,
as a person
mm,
and as a news guy and as an interviewer, I love the guy. I did an
yeah,
interview with him, and all that stuff still stands.
yeah,
And what he tells people to do, to sit in silence, that silent prayer
yes,
thing every day, is
yep,
totally great. You
yep,
can't lose with that. You cannot
yep,
lose.
agreed.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah,
And but he mentions that if you do that, if you actually, and I think this relates to the undoing stuff too,
mm,
that if you actually do that, the other people are going to know, they're going to feel that something's going on, that you're aware of something that other people aren't. And even though they can't
yes,
put their finger on what it is, they're going to feel, they're going to react. And sometimes they might
right,
react in a bad way or a good way,
sure,
but they're going to react.
sure.
I mean, I've had people attack me and stuff, dude, out of nothing. You know what I mean? And I've other
Wow.
people come and become instant friends. And like we
Yeah,
talked about, if you remember,
yeah,
like kids and animals come and
yeah,
come around.
dude.
It's
I
like a Disney
know.
movie.
Oh, it's so crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
so real, bro. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so with that Jesse and Sam Hyde thing, I watched it too and I enjoyed it, but didn't think it went as deep as I expected it could
Same.
go.
Mhm.
And yeah, it seemed like, and Sam is always trying to play around and stuff, but Sam fell apart when Jesse
He
kept
did.
asking him, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he tried to dodge it, and then he tried to make it like, "Well, we need to do clips, we need to have things that can be clipped." And it's like, "Are you for real, dude? Like, what are
Right.
you?"
It was so
Yeah,
strange. Yeah.
yeah,
His character fell apart. Like, he's so used to dominating the frame, that watching him fall apart so easily was like, um, uh, just fascinating, really. Because I
yeah.
love watching Sam Hyde stuff, and I love how he trolls people. Like,
Hmm.
have you seen when he goes to the Bernie Sanders rally and he starts like dancing and
Yeah,
he's like doing this? Dude,
yeah.
that shit kills. I love shit like that. Or like when he does the stand up and he's like, if you're a 6'8", 280-pound black man and the media describes you as a child, you might be Mike Brown. And he's like, if you assaulted an Indian store owner and stole his gun and then tried to use it against cops, but the media says that you're a community leader, you might be Mike Brown. Like when he does cultural satire like that, he's the
Yeah.
most brilliant guy out there. Like when he did the Toss It project, that's one of my favorite skits to this day because it's so ahead of its time and it's so on point and it's, making fun of social media, it's making fun of social movements. It has everything and it was made in like 2015 before anybody was doing that stuff. Except for maybe like the whitest guys, they're fucking fantastic. Which, by the way, maybe we can talk about this on the next live stream. But have you seen Weapons?
No, what is that?
Oh my god, watch it tonight.
It's a show
Okay.
or a movie?
Yeah, it's a
Let me put it
movie,
in.
bro. It came out a couple years ago or like last year. I
Oh,
didn't know this at the
oh, it's
time,
Ruth.
but one of
Huh.
the guys, yeah, it's Ruth, yeah. One of the guys who wrote that movie is one of the head writers for The Whitest Kids You Know. And
Oh,
I have my own theories about it. We can get into it next time. But I
yeah,
watched it with Hannah and I kept pausing it and I'm like pacing around. I'm like, oh my God, this movie is so on fucking point. Like, and I actually kind of started to break it down um for my buddy at work. And he was like, holy shit, dude. Like, we kind of went down this rabbit hole. I don't want to get into it yet. I want to talk with you about it after you've seen the movie. So you got to watch that.
yeah, dude. I would love to see that. That looks
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And then actually, you know what? After you watch it, I want to hear what you think about it and like your perspective and maybe some of um the symbology around it. If
Yeah,
any
yeah.
at
I will
all,
watch it. Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
you'll
man.
just be like, "Oh yeah, it was a great horror film," you know?
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. That'll be
Yeah.
great.
Oh, I think you'll love it, man.
Did you hear? But did I send you the trailer for that Moses the Black? You know
Fuck
about that?
yeah, I'm gonna go see it, dude. Uh,
I think it's
we
out
went
now. Yeah,
Oh, is it out? So we
came
went
out
and
on the
saw
30th. Yeah,
Marty Supreme, which was also fantastic. Very unwoke, which was it was such a breath of fresh air to be able to watch that in theaters and just be like, "Oh wow, there's stuff that's still out here that's just like telling a story." Um,
yeah.
there's no fucking incentive or ulterior motive behind it. Really, if you haven't seen Marty Supreme yet, I thought it was fucking fantastic. Um, but
No, I
like
didn't see that
Tyler, the
either. Oh,
creator's in it, Timothy
ah,
Chalamet, all that. Anyway, we saw a preview for Moses the Black, and I
uh
told
huh.
Hannah, I said, I want to go see that when it comes out. So I'm glad you reminded
Dude,
me
and it's
that
made by two Orthodox
that's
Christians.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it looks crazy,
Yeah, that's fucking
crazy.
cool. I love that. Um, Tell me real quick before we end, how much time do we have here? What time is it?
It's almost time for you to go. I think
Yeah,
we're
shit.
almost at
All
an
right, why
hour.
don't we say um next time we pick up, I want to hear more about your perspective on JLP and the
Yeah,
Protestant shit, and then we can
sure,
maybe
man.
talk about the movie too if you watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch that. And also, yeah, I was gonna say I started just when you talked about being at your restaurant, it made me miss Portland, dude. I also really had a good time. I had a really nice time when I lived there. You and I were hanging out both times I lived there,
Yep.
but
Mhm.
I don't know if it's the same as it used to be. I
No,
used to
it's
go to
not.
that because I used to go to that North. Remember North?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It still exists.
I would go to North and I would go to Victory Bar,
Oh yeah,
Victory
Victory.
Pub.
That was the shit, dude. I went to Victory all the time.
Had venison burgers, and then I went
Yes.
to a bunch of these cool coffee shops I can't remember the name of near the center there, near the river, like in
Uh-huh.
southeast.
Yep.
I wonder if they're still there.
Oh yeah, Crema's still there.
Crema.
Yep.
Crema
Victory is no
was
longer there. I tried to take
ah
Hannah. I was like, I gotta take you to this place. It's really cool inside, really good ambiance. They have venison burgers, blah blah blah. We go. Dude, it's so bad. They
oh
ripped out, remember how cool the inside was and they had the little, like,
yeah
old school televisions in the corner? Do they ripped
yeah
out everything and it's all, like, sterile and, like, it's, like, white tables and, like, metal
ooh
stools. Dude,
yeah it
it's
was all
so
dark in
bad,
there
bro.
before.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
that's too
really
bad.
dark, yeah, and they had, like, the candle light sh dude, yeah, it's really bad. Um, Portland just energetically is not the same. Anyone will tell you that. Like, anyone
Mm,
who's been here for at least 15, 20 years, they'll tell you, like, dude, it is not. Like, there's something different about it.
that's crazy. There was that Russian coffee shop too
Koshka?
near the. Was it? That's what it's called. It was
Well,
like
there's a
super
Russian
nice.
restaurant called Koshka.
It was a really special place. Paula took me there. Was it Rough Russian? No. What the? Oh, Rimsky Korska coffee
Where's
in
that?
Buckman. It
Oh,
was,
fuck yeah.
it says 707 Southeast 12th. It's in a house. It's super nice, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, you should go there. Rimsky Korsakoffee.
I'll see what's still there.
707 Southeast 12th.
Okay.
Named after a Russian composer, one of Portland's first coffee houses, and it's a classical music theme. Serves coffee and desserts in a reportedly haunted craftsman style mansion. You can hardly see it because it's surrounded by trees and bushes, dude.
Yeah,
It's super nice, and there's all
that's
these. It's
cool.
like dark and red and like 70s wallpaper and like all this
Hell
shit
yeah.
around and stuff
That's
hanging from
cool,
the
man.
ceiling. Super nice, dude. And I think maybe they only take cash. But it's got this beautiful staircase and wall art, and crazy fucked up bathroom, and like the menu was handwritten back then. I don't know. You should check it out. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool,
well,
man.
that's great.
Anyway, I was thinking of all those places. I really had a good time when I was in Portland. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah. We'd have I
where
mean,
they're at
hey, don't
anymore,
get
but
me wrong. We would still have a great fucking time if you
yeah,
came back. It would be epic. Yeah. Um, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to do. It's just different. It's a different vibe. It doesn't have
hmm,
the same magic. You really have
yeah,
to you really have to suss it out. Also, I feel like I'm not really into the same things anymore.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
like going to bars and drinking, um, uh, doesn't I'm not compelled by it at all.
yeah.
There's nothing entertaining. Excuse me. There's nothing entertaining about it for me anymore. Like, I still like to go out dancing here and there. I'll go to the Goodfoot, they got soul
Hmm.
night. Shit's fun. Um, but yeah, I guess just kind of different um priorities now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
I
cool,
like
man.
being in my studio making art, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mostly stay home and do that same kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, which is why I'm so excited about this. I feel like this is a good jumping off point to get super creative in a different way where we can use all kinds of mediums and pull them together.
yeah,
Um,
dude.
but anyway, brother, I have to get out of here, man. In fact,
All
I'm going
right.
to the
Well,
studio. So,
right on. Well, great to see you. Thanks
yeah,
everybody for coming to watch University of Science, and we'll see you again next week. Hopefully, I'll set up OBS and we can use a different way to connect, but and have some more share the screen and stuff like that. But
great.
do some reviews or whatever.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
All right, man.
All right,
Thanks for
brother.
coming. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
again soon. Send me a
thank you,
message.
man. Thanks for setting this up.
Yeah, of course. Talk to
Yeah,
you again soon, dude.
yeah.
All right.
Later.
Enjoy. See you.
Peace.
Peace.